Why should you use these two engaging game-based assessment tools in your classroom? We're going to take a minute to look at Kahoot and Quizizz, and I'll let you make that decision. Both of these tools are free, and they work on any device. They have bright colors and fun music that engage learners. These tools do not require students to have an account. They can simply sign in with a special game code. Also, the data can be collected after the games by teachers downloading the reports to Excel. You can create your own quizzes with both tools. There's also a database of pre-made quizzes for both Kahoot and Quizizz for you to use. You can simply save one to use or copy one and modify it for your classroom. Let's take a minute and let's look at Kahoot. When students are playing a Kahoot, they're looking at the board to see the questions and the answer choices. On their devices, they're simply selecting the correct symbol that matches with the answer. There's a variety of question types that you can create with a Kahoot. You can create a quiz, a jumble, a discussion, or survey in Kahoot. You can save your favorite Kahoot games and also modify ones that you find or create a new one from the Kahoot platform. You also have a report section. You can go back and download any report from a game that your students have played. Now let's look at Quizizz. The difference between a Kahoot and a Quizizz is that with a Quizizz, it is student-paced. So with it being self-paced, you could set up a live game for the entire class to play. You could also set it up as a student center so they could have independent practice and a rotation in your classroom. And then there's also a homework mode, which allows you to set it up for homework practice. You could save multiple Quizizzes in your collection. You can also go in and search by any topic and find some Quizizzes that are pre-made and modify those to use in your classroom. One feature that you have with a Quizizz that you do not have with a Kahoot is that before you play the game, you can modify and customize the student feedback. So with this menu, you can see there's several different options so that you can personalize that feedback for students. If they don't need to have a timer, you can turn that off. There's also some memes that you can select or create your own custom meme. So based on a student answer choice, they can have a really cute and funny meme pop up. You also have the option to turn off the music. So again, for a center rotation, you'd want a quiet environment for gameplay if they didn't have a headset to plug in. So you could turn off the music, turn off the memes. The leaderboard is another option that you can leave on or off for students depending on the way that you want the game to be played. So for independent practice, you would most likely turn off the leaderboard, but for a live classroom activity, you could leave the leaderboard on. How can you use a Quizizz in your classroom? Well, Quizizz and Kahoot are both perfect tools to use for classroom review and quick formative check-ins. Both games are engaging to students and encourage them to be active learners in the classroom. Remember, Quizizz can also be assigned for homework or independent practice during a station rotation. This is another great example of how students can have that independent practice, and you can really differentiate learning and let them go at their own pace. I hope you've enjoyed learning about Kahoot and Quizizz. These really are two amazing tools that are perfect for formative assessment. There's a perfect time and place for both tools in your classroom.